Good evening. This is John Young with the Disc Jockey News and Disc Jockey News TV. It is Tuesday night. It is Tuesday night with Ben Stowe night, but we have a special, I don't want to say guest. I'm going to say this is the brains behind the operation. We have Carrlson with us. Good evening, Kat and Ben.
Good evening, John.
Hello.
Not only do we have one, but we have two. This is pretty impressive now. Now we're going to be able to cover so much ground tonight, and Kat's going to keep us on task.
Sure.
Yeah.
Ben laughs.
Your plan may be flawed.
Well, it might work. Okay. Well, let's start things off. You know, every week we take a look at what kind of a techie geek shirt Ben is wearing. Ben, what do you got for us this week?
Well, we don't have a T-shirt of the week this week. We have the fancy shirt of the week.
Okay. Yeah, you did kind of dress up for us a little bit. I mean, you got buttons.
Yeah, I clean up pretty good, don't I?
Yeah, that looks actually respectable. I mean, I'm guessing the mail your mom's been sending in is finally.
Yeah, the repetitive tweets from my mom. Please dress like a human being. You know.
Where's the fun in that?
Yeah, I know, right? This is I'm modeling the Lighting Symposium shirt.
Is that the 2014 model you're wearing?
It is. This is the 2014 staff shirt from the Lighting Symposium. Fun to note, though, that the 2015 Lighting Symposium is about 10 months away, and we already have 20% sold.
Oh, very nice. So, very nice. Let's do a shameless plug. What are the dates on that?
You know, I don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay, let's do the
but
shameless plug too. Do we know how to get? Where can people find out information?
You go to thelightingsymposium.com. You can register there. Again, we're about 20% sold out already. Dates are it's going to be I believe March or April of 2015. I just honestly can't think. I have so many places I have to be between now and then. I really can't think that far ahead. But it's a great event. It's held at the Electro Voice World Headquarters. Last year we had the lighting designer for Metallica and REM was there, who also has some Broadway experience. We had some very successful event planners. We had some good friends of mine that participated in the event. A certified rigger taught some information on rigging. One of my coworkers talked about video mapping. Gosh, we covered a ton of ground. We had just kind of helping in the wings. We had a friend of mine who's a lighting designer in the Twin Cities in the theatrical circuit, and he wasn't even on the list of speakers. He was just one of the staff that's helping. And I think, the depth of knowledge that was in the room was fantastic. But if you take all that away and you just think about the 40 people that were there who are there they're already successful in the lighting industry and they're there to just better themselves in the lighting industry, that alone, I think, is just worth the price of admission, just to network with 39 other people who are that committed. And we have people literally from coast to coast and a couple different countries. Yeah. So we're going into our third year, very excited. And, I'm sorry to turn this into an infomercial, but since I'm modeling the shirt.
That's right. That's what it is. So without, I mean, we're not getting our tech shirt or geeky shirt.
Oh, but we are.
Oh, well, we are.
Yeah.
There it is. Kat saves the day.
Kat modeling the geek shirt, the pink version of the geek shirt,
which Ben could not pull off quite as well.
I don't know.
It clashes with my eyes.
That's exactly right. His eyes wouldn't look good.
The Universal Roadie shirt has to be something black. That's just the way it is.
We're doing black. That's guy. That's a guy thing. Tonight, we've got kind of a cool topic, and actually this was one of the topics that Kat spoke on at Disc Jockey News Conclave. It would have been 2 years ago, I think, where you were talking about Gobos and Gobo projectors and different things.
Yep, we decided to bring it back for Tuesday night with Ben Stowe, featuring me.
Featuring you, yes. I'm the warm-up band now.
Yeah, exactly. You're there to move those heavy things and
exactly.
Smile and bat your eyes a little bit and.
Me or her?
You.
Oh.
She's the one with the information, man. I mean, for those of you who don't know, a lot of the times when Ben and I are talking, Kat's on the other side of the camera at their headquarters, and she's, coaching him and giving him different things and high signs and, okay, maybe not some of that stuff, but she is throwing things at him when he's asking for things. So if
I'm like a puppet. She's got the sticks under my arms. She's just kind of reaching around. Okay, for those who don't know who Kat is the director of marketing at NLFX and the marketing department, because it has the a stable full of talented graphic designers, also is the department that oversees our Gobo production. And Kat has led us to being one of the nation's largest producers of custom Gobos. and just couldn't be more proud of her and her team. Tim, is the Gobo rock star in this company, and Brad and the other people there are just doing an absolutely dynamite job getting Gobos out to people. And the volume of Gobos that they do is really mind-numbing, and the growth has been mind-numbing. So for our Gobo customers, we really appreciate your support. And, again, I'm super pleased to work with Kat and her crew. They just do a dynamite job.
Yep. And she's a very nice person, too.
Sometimes.
Hey,
She is. Honestly, that's one of the, since we're on this, non-tech, we'll just turn this into, hanging out with Ben on Tuesday and talking about whatever comes up, but.
This could be a long show.
Yeah, we could do this forever. The fireside chat with, Ben and Kat.
Everyone pull up a soft chair. This is going to take some time.
I'm pleased that Kat is in her 10th year at NLFX. Actually, finished 10 years. I think you're into your 11th year
into
now.
my 11th year.
Yeah, into her 11th year here at NLFX. And we're really, a big family here in the truest sense of the word. I just spent a week on the road with one of our install technicians who's, more than 10 years younger than myself. And, we still hung out, had a great time. I think more as peers than as, boss and subordinate. We worked hard side by side. And, Kat really embodies that spirit. It's just kind of part of the family. My kids call her Auntie Kat. It's just one of the great things about this company, that everybody really gels closely together.
That is so neat. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, before Ben continues, Kat, I think we'll get talking Gobos because there is this thing called the time limit. So let's start with the basic concept.
My show, do what I want.
No, be quiet. You go back in the corner now, sir. Kat, different types of Gobos. Kind of walk us through what types of Gobos there are, different materials that they can be made of.
Well, up until just recently, there were only two. It was steel and glass. We've got steel right here, just a real thin piece of cut steel. You'll have tabbing in there to keep your design.
So when you're saying that's cut steel, now that's basically airspace that we're seeing in that, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And then we have glass, which... Where'd my glass Gobo go?
Is that the one he was playing with?
It may have been.
He was doing a Dr. Evil.
There we go.
Yes. There we go. Yes.
Yes.
Excellent.
See the light through it there? Is that
Yep.
work?
Oh, there we go. Now we can see the logo. It shines right.
So,
Now with a glass, now how much is that? The whole thing glass on that one, Kat, or is that just like the inside and then like you got a metal ring on it? How is that?
You've got a metal ring on that, and that helps to hold it into your pattern holder better for your fixtures.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about the glass chipping on the edges. And then just a couple of years ago, they came out with what's called a Cool Ink HD Gobo, which is a printed plastic between two pieces of low temperature glass made for LED fixtures. So with the rise of LED fixtures, we've got printed plastic Gobos.
that's an example right there.
Yep.
Yep. And that gives you detail of glass for the same low cost of steel. So it's really economical, and it gives your events just a little bit more pop when the bride or your grooms and everybody need them.
So Ben, the last one that you just held up, hold that one up again. And Kat, which one is that he just held? Is that a...
That is a Cool Ink HD.
Okay, so that's the same type then.
Yep.
Yeah, your Cool Inks aren't quite as vivid as your glass. The colors aren't quite as vivid, and they won't last quite as long. I have glass Gobos that I have in 1200 watt moving heads that have been hanging in an arena for 5 or 6 years now. Okay,
That
that's
glass.
Yeah, that's a textured glass. We'll maybe talk about texture. That's a good one to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
But glass uses dichroics, which actually reflects part of the light spectrum back and only allows a certain part to pass through. Unlike the Cool Inks, which use a pigment based, and over time that pigment will bleach. The dichroics won't bleach. So if you're looking for a very vivid, long life, high temperature Gobo in color, glass is your go-to. And if you're looking for a short term, still very high quality, this is photographic quality, but it's going to only endure a few uses, and with LED fixtures, then the Cool Ink is a great option. It's only $59, full color Gobo.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, and I remember when you guys were first starting, they could be kind of expensive.
Well, a glass one, yeah, you can get $300, $400, $500 for a glass Gobo easily. So that's why the Cool Ink is a great economical option as light engines have changed.
Now, with the glass one, how durable is that? I mean, if a person is changing, and you were just mentioning that you have some that have been up in the Sanford Center, and they've been there for a while. But what about in the mobile world? Is a glass a good option for that?
Absolutely. It just depends on. I mean, your most vulnerable time is when you're changing the Gobo. You're not going to break it likely changing it, but I have seen one fall. I don't think I was the one who dropped it, was I?
It wasn't me.
No, it wasn't me. I think we have a great picture of you changing Gobos in a Lightning arena.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Yeah, we'll send that to John so he can cut that in maybe. Viewers, if the photo shows up, you're welcome. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. But I can tell you this much: a glass Gobo will not survive a 60-foot fall into concrete. It's just game over. It breaks, and that's the end of that.
And I can, again, knowing where that probably was at the roof of the Sanford Center.
It was a different arena, actually. But
okay.
Functionally, it's the same thing. 60 feet is 60 feet.
Yeah, and cement is cement at the bottom, yeah.
60 feet's a bad place for a lot of things to go wrong.
Yeah.
As a recent story comes to my own mind.
Yeah, something I heard about that when you're up there and feeling not so fresh.
Yeah, I was sitting on a beam at 60 feet, and I looked over at my friend Mike, who is a very accomplished rigger, and this was a new experience for me. It's not something I never had to deal with, and I just looked at him and I said, Mike, I'm going to throw up. My lunch was just, I know, sorry viewers, but lunch just didn't agree, and I didn't know what to do at 60 feet. What do you do? I mean, obviously, it's a bad situation for everybody. And he shrugged and started scooting away from me. So I think that was my answer.
He is your brave friend.
No, I feel good. Don't worry about it, Kat. I feel
Okay.
I'm better now. Kind of. Yeah, that's not a good spot to be having such issues. I mean, you don't want either end to be giving you issues at that height.
No, and not to dwell on this, but I really didn't want to get up and try to move because I wasn't feeling well. And obviously, losing your balance is a pretty bad situation there. Probably the worst of the two outcomes. I guess I just decided to stay put until I could manage the sensation, and I encouraged everybody not to be within a 30-foot radius underneath me. So I wasn't really sure what would happen, but everything worked out. No
People, get out of the way.
Yeah, people were standing there looking up. We call them downriggers, and the downriggers are like, "What's going on? Why'd you stop working?" I'm like, "You should leave. You should go. Bye-bye."
Is it raining in here?
Yeah, go take a break. This is terrible. People aren't going to want to hear this, but that's one thing that it is hot a lot of times up there, and upriggers, we'll sweat, and it's one of the things that you try not to do unless you're really mad at your downrigger, but you try not to drip on them. But it's just a fact of life, just a fact of life.
Yeah. So Gobos.
So I wore a nice shirt this week and then destroyed my image anyway.
Yeah, that's okay. Kat's here. We'll have her talk about Gobos tomorrow.
Yeah. So yes, Gobos.
Everybody, just look at Kat.
Yeah, exactly. We're not doing well on our end of it.
Oh, not so much. Not so good.
So we've got the three different types. What's the turnaround now when a person orders a custom Gobo with each type?
Well, we ask for them to give us at least 7 to 14 business days for design, production, and shipping. A lot of the times, as soon as the proof is approved on our website, we've got a website dedicated to our custom Gobos, and it's gobos.nlfxpro.com. Go in there, you tell us what you want, we give you a design back, you approve it, make changes. As soon as it's approved and paid for via PayPal link, we put it in. Steel generally ships the next day.
Wow.
Or even the same day sometimes.
Wow.
Depending on what time we get it in, it could ship the same day. And it will be to you in 1 to 5 business days, depending on where you are in the U.S. Cool Ink is the same. Very quick turnaround. Glass, it takes between 2 and 4 business days, depending on how many colors.
Because each of those colors represents a thinly sliced layer of dichroic glass. Now, it's very important to note that we can have a Gobo to you tomorrow. We understand these are time-sensitive pieces of equipment. That this Gobo is specific to an event, and after that event you don't need it anymore. We understand that. We get that. So one of the most crucial pieces of information on our site is the need-by date. Mm-hmm. Tell us when you need it. If you order a Gobo today, we can have it to you tomorrow.
Wow.
What Kat's talking about is the typical best-case scenario, because obviously doing things at the last minute isn't always the best plan. But if you need a Gobo for this weekend, that's no problem whatsoever. We handle hundreds, maybe 1,000, I don't know, Gobos a week. The crew is pretty used to that. Mm-hmm. And PayPal isn't the only way to pay either. We accept all major credit cards.
Barter? Do you chickens?
Randy Bartlett offered me a goat once.
No, that's pretty good. I mean, goats are...
I was just in the Bay Area, and I didn't get a chance to go see Randy, but last I heard, the goat was doing well. So
Nice. Your future payment for a piece of gear.
Possibly. Why would I want something that's going to cost me more money as I have to feed it?
Oh, now you're getting technical. Okay, so there are different types of Gobos. Now you showed a small one. Let's look at that guy a little bit more, please. Now what is that?
Specifically?
Yeah, because it looks like a little quarter that's dark or damaged. I mean,
Gobos come in all sizes.
Okay.
Laid out, we have a variety of different fixtures. Small fixtures like this are going to take small Gobos.
Okay.
Or maybe a reach cat, a moving head, a moving light like this has many Gobos inside. In order to facilitate that, each one has to be small. Obviously, the larger the Gobo, the more detail you can get into the Gobo. That's bigger is better, I guess. But sometimes, there's trade-offs you have to make in the case of the size of the equipment or having multiple Gobos in a fixture.
Mm-hmm. So the projector that's right in front of you, Ben, is that a single Gobo? Is that what I understood?
Correct. This is a single Gobo. This is basically a small framing spot, which is kind of the little itty-bitty tiny brother of really the theater's answer to Gobo projection. And that's really, they're the masters of Gobo projection. That's really where the Gobo's early life was in the theater. The word Gobo, by the way, means goes between optics, as we have a set of lenses inside the light, and the Gobo is inside there. This is an LED model here, but this is a full-size ellipsoidal, or a framing spot, as they call it, and it has shutters that allow you to frame the beam to change the shape of the beam. We can frame in on something very specific, and that's very useful. Plus, we have the ability to project a large, focused image. This light uses a Gobo this size, for example, that ellipsoidal we just looked at.
Okay, that's what I was just going to ask, if that's use that larger
then there's a junior version. This is the Source 4 Junior Zoom. This one has a zoom feature as well. We're able to change the size of the image as it's projected, has all the, again, the framing shutters, and has the ability to focus the lamp and good, always use safety. Some good, theatrical projection tools. And I think the theater is really the best example of what our modern event lighting professionals are trying to do. We're trying to make people believe they're somewhere else. And that's, I think, what the art of theater is bringing you into a space and convincing you it's somewhere else. Mm-hmm. It's, Paris, or it's, a dark alleyway. Maybe it's a dark alleyway in Paris. But I think that's kind of the same thing we're doing. We're bringing people into an event space for a wedding or a special event, and we're trying to convince them that it's not the same room that it was the week before. It's unique and customized to that person's event. And that's why we get into Gobos like this, where it's not a monogram, but it's a pattern. Of course, there's, here's one that looks like tree leaves. So we can use these layered projections. I'm really kind of jumping ahead, and I'm sorry, Kat, I'm just off to the races, but it's my show.
Well, you said earlier you were my puppet, so
Yeah.
puppet of the show, it's not me.
It was the other way around. Yeah, this is Kat. Kat's just controlling my, she's. So you see where her hand's got a stick or something. We can take and layer some of these effects. I don't know how well these are going to show up on camera, but this is would look sort of like stained glass, I guess.
Are we looking at two metal there? Are those metal or are those?
This has got a metal ring, but it's a glass Gobo inside. Okay. This is a colorizer. And one of the really neat things, if you have a moving light, or any light that has two Gobo holders in it, and a source 4, you can do that. We could put a Gobo holder in the iris slot, and then your traditional Gobo holder into the Gobo holder slot. We can put these two Gobos in the light, and because of the way they're spaced, both cannot be in focus at the same time. Okay. So if we focus on the sharp image, this one will be blurred and it will give us a texture. Oops. It's live TV, kids. This one here is a texturizer. So here we have a dichroic glass that also has some texture to it, and it allows us to, again, add some depth so that we're not just looking at a two-dimensional image, of tree leaves or, a lace pattern or stained glass or whatever. I mean, there's Gobos in virtually every type and style out there.
Yeah, very neat. Kat, what's the most popular when people are ordering? Is which direction do they go the most with the types? Are they going metal or are they going the glass? What's most popular?
It really varies on what they're trying to do and what fixture they have. We're really seeing a lot more of the cooling, especially with the LED fixtures, and they love the idea of color. They can take, say your bride wants fuchsia. It has to be fuchsia, and she doesn't want to, spend the money for the glass. We've got the Cool Ink option. It gives her her color, gives her her monogram, and who doesn't want to see their name in lights, really?
And overwhelmingly, steel is still the number one choice. And here's a cool idea for these, steel Gobos. If you have got a bride and groom's name in here and it's customized to their event, hang on to it until the holiday season. If they're, if they celebrate Christmas and, a Christmas card or whatever, but you can punch a hole in it, tie a ribbon on it, and they can use it as a holiday ornament. A Christmas ornament for the Christmas tree, whatever.
There you go, yeah.
Here's the best part about that. I'd love to take the credit for this, but I think Kat, the marketing genius, gets the credit for this. The best part about that is right around the holidays when so many people are getting engaged, they're getting this card with this Gobo in it, and they're remembering you. And their friends are calling them up, oh my gosh, you're not going to believe it. He just popped the question. Oh, well, they're thinking about you right at that right moment. So if you don't think it works, I can give you hundreds of customers that'll tell you it works. And we know it works because they order a lot of Gobos.
There we go. So now not only are we talking gear and tech, and now we're talking sales and marketing.
Right.
We are covering the bases.
Gear is just a tool. You got to make money off your gear. This is, you're out there to make a living, right?
Yeah. Now we need to have a cooking segment of the show.
That would definitely be Kat.
Okay.
I will say this. We talked about our small little family earlier. Kat has, this is a total of 5 girls, right?
Yes.
So she has 4 sisters, and all of them can cook, and her mom can cook.
Oh, no. Not all of us can cook.
All right. Well, you know what? Enough of them can cook that we always try to make an appearance around the Carrlson's household around the holidays because we know we're gonna get stuffed. So my wife and I always stop by to say hi, usually right about dinner time,
Or around dessert.
Yeah, around dessert time usually. There's usually no shortage of desserts at the Carrlson household.
Oh, that's a good time. Good stuff. Oh, we've got one more light in front there, Ben, and we haven't talked about up to the front into the
lights in front of us.
Okay, well let's go through some of those now. We've talked to a couple.
Well, this is the American DJ Icon LED, and this is a sort of a small self-contained fixture designed exclusively for projecting Gobos. That was what it was built for from the ground up. Some cool features of this one, though, it has a remote. You see the little antenna. It's got a remote here. Some cool features there. Of course, a safety connection for your safety cable, very important. We'll maybe talk about mounting here in a second if you remind me and my attention deficit doesn't kick in. The Icon also has replaceable optics, so we can change the degree angle that the light is projecting. Maybe more narrow, more wide, depending on how far you're projecting and how big you want that image to be when it gets there. Of course, we looked at this one.
Hold on. One more thing about this one here.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of it being just a stagnant image, it's got a rotating ability as well.
Oh, nice.
So if you want their
Rotation and dimmer.
Very nice.
And you can get a great price on them from NLFX.
What kind of how far away could you realistically say in a reception hall where they've dimmed things down and it's kind of like a candlelight? How far away from a wall would you need to be with that? Is it a 10 feet, 50-foot fixture? Is there a rule of thumb with that?
Depends on the optics you have in it, but you could project something from 10 feet. You could project something from 50 feet. The ambient light and the distance of projection are obviously hand in hand. We can also resize the image on the Gobo. That's one of the things that we can do is we can adjust the size of the image on the Gobo, or we can compensate for if you're projecting off. You're not projecting straight on. You're projecting a little bit off axis of where you want to project. Our Gobo designers, which by the way, we do the Gobo designs for free. When you buy the Gobo, we design it for free for you. That's included in that $59, and they can adjust with those compensations for size and skew and that sort of thing.
Very nice.
So 10 feet, 50 feet. If you want to go further than 50 feet, then I think you really need to get into something a little bit more heavyweight. I've used these at distances of 100 feet. You need small optics and a lot of power. Obviously, those are key. Here's another small, inexpensive, lightweight, Gobo fixture. Maybe just a good way to get started. I understand budgets, but I'm generally a fan of if you do it right the first time, you're going to get more referrals, and they're going to be the quality referrals. If you kind of back your way into it, you may struggle a bit more. Now, I'm not here to judge because my first lights were coffee cans. I can't imagine backing in any more than that. So, but I've learned some of those painful lessons over my 20 years, and these kind of things you always look back on and say, boy, I wish I'd have known that then. So, that's one of those things. There's a lot of people who have a lot of success with Gobos and are able to sell them and do so profitably. And we want all of our customers to be profitable. That makes them better customers.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to be, just making sales. We want to be good partners. We want them to be successful. We want them to be profitable. And ultimately that makes for a better partnership down the road.
Yeah, for sure.
And of course the moving light, this has the ability, as you can see, to, move the head around 540 degrees on the base, 270 degrees of rotation on the top, allows us to put that image about anywhere we want. Some fancier models have zoom and focus, and some of the even fancier models yet have the framing shutters, so that ability to frame in, maybe you want to spotlight a cake, and you want to frame that in real nice and tight and just get the cake, the cake, the whole cake, and nothing but the cake.
Sure.
Let them eat cake.
Yes. Let them see the cake.
Let them see it well with a little tiny spot.
Yes.
We got some other fun accessories here on the table. This is it's a gel frame for a Source 4 or a framing spot.
And that was the big one, the biggest one on the floor. Is that correct?
Yep, that's right. Well, actually, it would fit both the ones that are on the floor. The littler one still has a large, lens tube on it, large at the end anyway. And here we could put in maybe a color correction gel if we wanted to compensate for our light being more orange or more blue. We can compensate to make that light look, warmer or cooler depending on how we want to, if we are not using that spot as a spot, we could use diffusion gel and create a wash or, something like that. Or maybe add some color. If we had a steel Gobo and we try to put, one color in it, put a colored gel in here. It's an easy way to color a Gobo for $1, basically. And, what do you got there, Kat?
It's a donut.
It's a donut?
It is a donut.
Don't look like no donut I ever saw.
Well, it's not the little cream-filled kind.
Oh. Could
well,
you?
we lost interest.
All right. Okay, I know what a Gobo is, or what a donut is, but Kat's going to tell you anyway.
Okay, so donut, what this will do is it goes in the front of your framing spot, and it helps with the light bleed, which would give you a more crisp image for your projection. So these are really great, and then we can also bring the size of your cut Gobo down just a little bit, and that will also help. It'll give you a much cleaner image, and it'll look really nice and sharp on the floor.
Kat, give me a kind of a simple, something I can understand for a definition of what light bleed is.
It's kind of that halo effect that you'll get with
blurry.
projection. It's blurry, fine. It makes it look blurry. So this will cut the blurriness. It's like glasses for your face.
So when I'm looking at, say, a metal Gobo, you put that on and it'll actually help the edges become more defined?
Correct.
Wow, very neat.
Yeah, good optics is key. Good focus is key. And this is just kind of the last piece of the puzzle. It's such a simple, quick, easy solution. In a pinch, I've seen people make these out of cardboard. Don't recommend that on a high temperature light, just FYI. Paper burns at 451 degrees Fahrenheit. That's important to know. I've also seen these, thanks to Ray Bradbury for that little nugget. Any of my English majors out there will know what I'm talking about. But also I've seen these made out of pie tins. I can tell you what, that's great in a pinch, but trust me, for the heartache that it takes to make one, it's just well worth the $9 to buy one.
Interesting. That works on the Source 4 once again.
Yep, works on the Source 4, Source 4 Junior. Different size donuts for different size lights, but they're the hole in the middle and, of course, the outer size is what changes.
Right.
And then, mounting options. Got quite a few different ideas for that. The ones that we're going to talk about are from the ground. Mm-hmm. Maybe you could take like a speaker stand, and you can get one of these guys here. It's $5, NLFXPro.com. Just put a bolt through this hole in the center, bolt that into your yoke here. It's an imaginary bolt, and this is an 1.5 inch stand. This is an 1 3/8, but it would just slip over the stand, and this would bolt on, and it would be like that. Here's another example. This one is 1.5 inches. It's about $20, but it's a little sleeker. Just a whole lot little ooh-ah, better, more ooh-ah. And this just slips over the stand, and then you just attach your light up here. We can do this.
Heavy lifting.
That's right.
So now, that'll turn freely then?
Yes.
So is there... Okay, I just wondered if there's a way to keep it from turning, because I've done some things and you have people going by, and if someone would bump it a little bit. And
yeah, we have another model that will clamp down nice and tight.
Okay.
Otherwise there's a few things you could do. There's some creative solutions and there's some field solutions, that you could do. Just the simplest would be a wrap of gaff would hold that unless somebody really, gives it a good whack, and you never see it. I know that's kind of low tech, but there's no biz like showbiz.
Yeah, exactly. And gaff tape is the lifeline of a lot of repairs.
Sometimes you're 60 feet in the air on a beam and you have to improvise because.
Okay, we made the circle. Thanks for that, Ben.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, so Kat, what else do we have before he goes off on that tangent?
I don't know if I can follow that up. We do have our custom Gobo flyer, which we also have in PDF form, available to email to you. In here, we've got 16 of our most popular options, fonts, and on the back, a nice little sizing chart so you can see what you can work with. So it's also PDF. We can customize it with your logo, so you can give it to your event coordinators, your brides, so they can see it comes from you. You get it from us, and everybody's happy.
Nice.
Yep. Bottom line, we wanted to make the process of ordering a Gobo as easy as possible, and we wanted to streamline it for clients. Custom is custom. We can make anything that you want. Within the physical limitations of the media. Being the Gobo, but you're not restricted to those 16 designs. But what we wanted to do is kind of streamline it to the most common themes, and time is money. We wanted to help your clients make a decision that they were happy with faster, so that you were investing less time, and so were they in the process, and you can get the Gobo ordered and on the way to you.
Yeah.
But again, we can make anything, and Kat made some excellent points. We can send you a PDF of this. We can customize it with your logo. Or we can send you printed copies. If you want to hand out printed copies as part of your planning packet, well, we'd like that too.
Sure. Very neat. Great
We've
stuff.
also set up the process. We want to encourage our customers to remain our customers, and we want to not cut them out of the food chain. So we've tried to streamline the process for professionals, but not to the level where the average end user would say, "Well, I can do that." I can get this image, and I can do that myself. We want to preserve the ability to earn for our customers, and it is something that should be left to the pros, in my opinion. But that is just my opinion, I guess. So you don't have to worry about. I think in almost any reasonable case, you don't have to worry about a bride or another customer trying to order their Gobo directly from us.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible, but we've set up the process in a way that you can hand out the information and still feel protected.
Nice.
Yeah, the prices for our Gobos are not listed on the front page of our site or anything like that. We understand what our customers understand, but maybe their customers don't understand is, that's just a piece of the puzzle. Having the wherewithal to project the image and do so correctly is it's inherently important to the result,
Yeah, that's for sure. Great.
We want you to make a good, honest living.
That's great. People want more information about Gobos and such, give us the website one more time.
Gobos, GOBOS.NLFXPro.com.
Very neat.
Or they can email gobos@nlfxpro.com and get anybody in our Gobo department.
Oh, that sounds good. I was going to pop up if you had questions, and I don't even have my little graphic handy, Ben. So we're going to have to go. If you go to Twitter and you do the hashtag NLFXBen, you can ask questions. And if you have a question about Gobos, send it to Ben. Ben will answer your question. If not, he'll get Kat in touch with you, and then you'll for sure get some answers.
Yeah, if you go to @NLFXPro on Twitter, you'll go directly to our marketing department as well. So instead of @NLFXBen, you can go to @NLFXPro, and they'll go right to the folks that are going to put the rubber on the road.
Wonderful. Good stuff. Well, Kat, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it was great. We actually got to cover some bases tonight, and we only went on a few tangents, and our ratings are just going to go through the roof. What are we going to do next week, Ben?
We'll find out.
Yeah, we can talk about another involuntarily bodily function, I suppose.
Oh, hey, thanks. Oh, good
whatever,
stuff.
Whatever it takes to sell,
Yeah,
the Jerry Springer show was originally like a legitimate, news talk show the first year, and the ratings were just crap. So they said, hey, we're going to change this up. So maybe that's what we got to do, John.
Yeah, start throwing IKEA furniture around.
Just don't throw it.
Well, guys, thank you very much. We're going to wrap things up for tonight.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, John.
This is John Young with the Disc Jockey News and Disc Jockey News TV. Good night.